Hello Internet, how are you? My name is Brian, if you are new here, and today we are going to be doing my iOS 18 beta video. Today we're going to be talking about iOS 18 and going over it with you guys with my beta device. Yeah, sure, whatever. So today we're going to be talking about the iOS 18 beta, and I'm actually going to be showing you guys some really cool new features and ways that I have been not only customizing my phone, but also using my phone with iOS 18. So this is my iPhone XS here. I literally just got this iPhone XS for betas. For the rest of the summer, we're going to be doing some more videos on iOS 18 betas. Today is going to be kind of my first impressions of iOS 18, talking about what my experiences are so far, showing you guys some of my favorite new features, as well as a lot of the bugs that I have experienced with iOS 18, because it's been a pretty buggy experience. A lot of people said it's been a lot more stable than previous betas, but for me personally, I've experienced definitely a lot of bugs that have kind of slowed me down a little bit. So I do want to give a little forewarning to anyone who is interested in downloading the iOS 18 beta to please consider not doing it, or at least waiting for the iOS 18 public beta. As of July 1st, when I'm filming this, the public beta has not been announced yet, has not been released yet, and the developer beta is a little bit more quirky, it's a little bit more rough on the edges. I would just be very, very cautious unless you know what you're doing, or unless you have this on an older device. I don't think it's really, really good to have it on a main device. Now let's get into the video talking about my first impressions of iOS 18. Let's get into iOS 18. So here is my lock screen. As you can see, it looks very, very similar to other lock screens, but there is something that you may notice at the bottom, and that's the custom controls. You can finally now on iOS change out the custom controls on your lock screen. You can go into this, and there's a new setting down here at the bottom, and then we can literally choose whatever control you want on the bottom. You can even have open up certain applications such as Spotify or Apple Music or whatever. There's so many different cool customizations you can do with it. You go home and there's some differences right here. As you can tell, all my applications are stacked on one side of the home screen. I know, scandalous. I know this is actually not done with a bunch of invisible widgets. As you can see right here, there's no widgets there. There's no widgets to be found. This is completely done on iOS 18 natively. So now there are new ways to, of course, customize your home screen to more of your liking, not only with the app tints as you can see there, but I can also move an application over here, or I can move an application over here, and there can be blank spaces on your home screen. I think it's pretty cool. Now obviously this is not a very good example of it because it looks pretty ugly and pretty gross, but it is really cool that you can now actually have all your apps on the side, or you have all your apps at the bottom, or all your apps at the top. Now I want to show you guys some of the really cool ways you can actually tint and customize your app icons in iOS 18. So now let's get into how you can actually achieve this really cool app tint, which is a new feature in iOS 18. So whenever you go into customization, you press and hold there, but there's a new edit button in the corner. So you get the edit button, and then you can either add app widgets or you can customize the apps. So we go to customize right here, and boom, there's this new control panel that allows you to either choose your light mode icons, which are just the normal standard icons, your dark mode icons, which are our new dark themed version of your app icons, or you can do tinted. And as you can see, all the applications tint, even third-party applications, they tint. However, if you notice, some applications are not updated so far for the app tinting, so that's something that happens in betas. I can choose a shade of purple that I like, and go all the way to the whitish purple, or I can go all the way to a dark purple, or I can even change the color entirely if I wanted. But what also we can do is you also have small app icons or large app icons. So large app icons are really nice because not only are they a little bit larger, but they get rid of the annoying text at the bottom of the apps. We have our tinted app icons. Another big feature of iOS 18 is, like I mentioned before, Control Center. Control Center got a complete and major overhaul now. It now looks like this. It's a lot more bubbly and there's a lot more things you can do. But the cool thing about it is that you can notice at the top of the screen there is a plus icon. I tap that plus icon and I can actually add controls. But not only just add controls, I have so many new options I can add as well. Plus, I can also change how big an app icon is. Let's say I want to make the music app icon bigger. I have this corner here and I can drag this out and bam, I have a bigger play window for the music. This is why you guys don't get beta software on your phone, because look at this. I can't even move this down. I should be able to move this down and well, it's gone now. For some reason the beta is baiting. The beta is being a beta software right now, so it's not working. There's also new pages as well. There's a new music icon. There's now a home view, and you have all your wireless updates right here. So that is pretty much everything new with the control center so far. So let's move on from the home screen and control center, because literally those are glitching right now and they're kind of driving me nuts. But there's other new updates that you can actually do with our home screen, and that is lock an application and hide an application. So unfortunately, I have not been able to find a way to hide an application. So I actually am a stupid dumb bitch, because literally in the next clip in this video, it shows you how to hide an application. So I'm just gonna voice over this part because I was stupid and didn't know what the fuck I was talking about. Basically, you get the option when you press hold on the app to require Face ID for an app, and it'll allow you to either require Face ID or require Face ID and hide an application. So that's what you do. We're gonna move on to the next segment, because literally I'm just being a stupid dumb fucking bitch right now. So that is how you actually hide an application and how you can lock an application. Quite messy that Apple's letting us do this, but you know, some people have to hide stuff from their significant others, I guess. Not cute. There are 3 different applications that you have on your iPhone right now that are actually a lot different in iOS 18, so we're going to go over all 3 of these together. And the first application that is a lot different now is the calendar application. So Calendar got a pretty major overhaul in iOS 18, so if we go into the Calendar app right here, you can see that there is a new view for the calendar. It is a lot more boxy, and it has like circular icons. It just looks a lot different, but you also have different new settings for calendar. You can go right into here. You can do a compact setting, which everything is compact. You can do a stack setting, which shows you stacked events on top of each other, or you can even do a list view, which allows you to tap a date that has a bunch of events, and you can see those events right there. So it's a little bit different. It's a little bit of a visual overhaul, but it's not too much. However, the Photos application is when there is a major overhaul. This is the Photos application. Now, I'm going to be blurring a lot of this because a lot of it is sensitive information, but I'll put some images here showing you guys what the actual Photos application. I'll put an image right here showing you guys how the I'll put an image right here showing you guys how the new Photos application looks, but as you can see, it's a lot different now. There's now new recent days, there's new collections, there's new pinned ones. However, one thing I did notice I don't really like about it is that they got rid of the live scrubbing. You can see that this is a new view for viewing photos. I used to like the scrubber view that shows you the frame by frame for a video. They got rid of that. The new search view is also different as well. That is, of course, the new Photos view. Also, for the first time in like almost a decade, the Calculator app actually got a really big rebrand. So we're going to the Calculator right here. So as you can see, when you go into the Calculator, it shows this first. So it doesn't even show your calculator first, but you go right here. You can do a basic calculator, you can do a scientific calculator, or math notes. So we're gonna go right into basic, and it looks a little bit different. What's cool is if I do like a 56 plus 62, it will show me 118, and it'll also show me what I typed in, which is so convenient. I used to hate how the calculator app never showed you what you typed in, and it also gives you a little bit of a history as well. There is now a view where you can see exactly what you did before. You can even see your previous 7 days, and if I go back down to here, I can go into the scientific calculator, which is a lot different, or I can go into math notes. So let's start a new math note. 8 plus 10, oh no, equals 18. Wow. And it even shows it in my freaking text. I think math notes is pretty awesome. And yeah, I just think this is like the first ever time we got a proper calculator app on the iPhone, which is just a big thumbs up for me. Would have been helpful when I was in college, but I'll take it anyways. So now we need to talk about iMessage and all the big improvements to iMessage. So what's really cool is now that there is new reactions. If I press and hold on something, as you can see in the corner, I literally have a bunch of new reactions. I can heart something as always, but now it's in color. But what also I can do is I can add a skull emoji as a reaction, or I can add the sweating emoji as a reaction. Another new thing that you can do in messages is you can actually have new animations for messages. So let's just say I am so excited. Let's just say that I'm so excited, and look, I have a suggested reaction I can do. I can go right into here. I am so excited. As you can see, that's animated. Isn't that super cool how that is animated? That is quite cool. Now there's other things you can do as well. You can also, let's just say the tea is hot. So if I go into our little text editing setting, I can go right into here. and then I can underline something, I can strike through something, I can italicize something, and I can bold a text, which is quite cool. So that's another cool new feature you can do. But we're not just done with iMessage. There's other new things you can do as well. You can also send a text message later. So I can schedule myself a text message. Let's send later. At 3:35 today, I want to send this hey text message. So I can schedule this text message. It has been scheduled. There's also 2 new iMessage features as well that I can't really show you guys right now. RCS text messaging is coming to iPhone for the first time. So if you ever text someone with an Android phone, you can actually see their read receipt, you can see their typing indications, and you can even react and even send high quality pictures and images and voice notes to your Android friends for the first time, which is very cool. The green bubble is not a bad thing anymore because the green bubble is just not a blue bubble. But there's also now message via satellite. If you're on a location that has literally no cell service, you can actually send an iMessage via satellite. So it will connect to a satellite with you and you can send an iMessage. Now this only works with an iPhone 14 or newer. So those are a bunch of new features that are in iOS 18 in the new message application. So we have another major app to cover, which is the Notes application, and then there's a bunch of other little features I'm going to go through rapid fire really quickly. So let's get into the Notes application. So the new Notes application actually has a lot of new features. It has now live audio transcription. So I was trying to demo this, but I couldn't get it to work, but I just want to let you guys know that live audio transcription requires an iPhone 12 or newer. It would not work on my iPhone XS, which is why I couldn't demo it. As well as the new calculations that I showed you, and collapsible sections and highlights. So apparently I guess this isn't available yet, or if it's not available on certain phones, but that is another feature that you can actually do. So I'm not able to demo it for you guys right now, but I can show you guys some of the new highlighting features. Add a new highlight, so I can change the highlight to whatever color I want. There's also apparently new collapsible sections as well. I can then collapse the subheading, as you can see right there. Those are some new features, of course, in iOS 18 in the new Notes application. So the Journal application actually got a new update as well. For one thing, everything is now searchable. So if I want to search for something, I can actually search for a note and find it really quickly, which is something that they needed in the Journal application. So that's one thing, but we also have a bunch of new insights as well. So you can see how many entries I did this year, how many entries I did last year, how many times I journaled, places that I visited, how many words I did, as well as longest weekly streak, which was 3 weeks, and longest daily streak, which was 7 days. So these are cool new insights, and of course the new searchable function as well. There's also a way where you can log your mindful minutes in the Health app within the Journal application, as well as log your state of mind in the Journals app as well. Now I can go into my log my state of mind right here, and I can log how I'm feeling right now. I'm feeling pretty pleasant. I'm going to say that I feel amazed, excited, surprised, passionate, happy, joyful, afraid, proud, confident. I feel amazed, excited, happy, healthy, and more. I think these features are pretty helpful. I don't really use the Journal application that much. I think with these new updates, it's probably going to be a little bit better, so I may use it a little bit more often with these new features. So as you can tell, it's a beta software, so there's going to be bugs and things. There's going to be things that don't work out properly. I think it's kind of important to talk about these bugs just to kind of let you guys know the warning that maybe you shouldn't really be using iOS 18 right now. There seems to be kind of like a new typing animation on the keyboard. I don't know if I can even show you guys it, but basically the gist of it is that their typing feels a lot slower and it feels a little bit laggy now. I noticed that in certain applications, I feel like it takes a lot longer to type. It seems like kind of like the autocorrect is a little bit kind of wonky and stuff like that. It's weird. It feels slow to type. I don't know if that's just because it's beta software and maybe that it's just going to improve itself. I don't know if they actually did change the typing animation or not, but that's what I noticed so far. I also noticed a lot of time that notifications will go black and sometimes never show back up again. Notifications will go blank and sometimes to go out and come back. So I've noticed that sometimes whenever I would leave the phone for a while and check my notifications, they'll show up as a black bar at the bottom of the screen and I can't touch them and I can't access them. I don't know what happens, and randomly after like maybe like a couple minutes they come back for me, but that's definitely a bug I noticed in there, which is kind of hard to re-replicate, but it's a bug I have experienced before. The screen sometimes likes to brighten and dim in certain applications. I've noticed, like, for some reason when I go into Discord, it starts out brighter and then it gets dimmer over time. It's weird. Again, it's a beta software, so this is stuff that's going to happen. The final bug I want to report is that the Wi-Fi will randomly turn off after the phone is locked for a prolonged period of time. So I've noticed that since I am using this as a secondary phone and this isn't have like data plan on it. It doesn't have anything on it. Sometimes the Wi-Fi will randomly turn off and take forever to turn back on. I will go back into the phone. I would literally take me like a minute just to get resynced up back to the Wi-Fi. And that's just really annoying. That would be one thing that I would be very, very pissed off about if I had it on my personal phone, if I had that issue. So again, that's why I'm really talking about all these bugs, is because I feel like, again, beta software is fun to play around with, but I would not want this on my main device. These bugs are kind of annoying, and I'm sure there's gonna be more of them, so I will definitely report more bugs over the future. Yeah, that's kind of just what I have to experience now. Alright guys, thank you guys so much for watching my iOS 18 beta first impressions video. If you guys did like this video, be sure to hit that button down below and subscribe, and click the notification button to get notified whenever I upload a video next. You can also leave me a like, and you can leave me a comment down in the comment section down below, and be sure to follow me on all the social medias. Links should be down in the description down below or right here. Let me know what you guys think of the iOS 18 beta so far. If you do have it, let me know if there's any bugs or issues you've been experiencing, and I shall see you guys in the next video. Have a great day. Bye.